everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sip of wine at the wrong moment. I mean, as most people watching this know, I broke my light stand and then I broke my dip pen, so I couldn't actually finish 30 inks 30 days in real time, but I did, when my another dip pen arrived, I went through and finished it just myself because I really wanted to, and I thought I would just do a little bit of a talk through review type thing with you, what I liked, what I learned, etc. So for this month I did 30 inks across 2 notebooks. My new swatch book, Traveler's Notebook Standard Insert, the lightweight, which is the Tomoe River. And then actually this is the end of my Stalogy swatch. So trying to think of the best way to do this. Still getting used to my new stand, but starting off, bit of context. Let's see if I can find it in here. The first time I did 30 inks was in April, and I did it all in here. I had a monthly overview, and then for every day I did the swatch, what it was, and I found a positive word. I decided I wanted to try something different. I missed this month, June. I wish I had done a monthly swatch. I like being able to see it as a month, so that's something to consider moving forward. I don't know, I had done some trials of trying to do, I wanted to really push myself creatively, and I'd kind of found these different images on Canva and then, trace them. Some worked better than others, but part of me also misses the swatch next to it. So there was, it's hard because in this page I don't like, so I go, well, this looks a lot better, but that page I do kind of like. I like using the same heading for every page, so I guess it's just learning. And I also like that this is kind of cleaner, but then is it also a bit of a waste of space? So, some things really worked, some things different, definitely learning, but all in all, it was fun. The inks that I used for June was a mixture of ink samples I got for Mother's Day, 10 samples from pen friend, who is Serial Nana on YouTube and Instagram. Check her out. Her videos are awesome. And she's funny, and a couple from pen friend T as well. So to start things off, just so happened that the first 3 kind of matched. Yes, I wrote Colorverse in there, and I don't know why. And what I did for day 30, because I felt so bad, was I actually did it again to make sure that I wrote it incorrectly. So to start off, I had Kuretake Shikon, the inks samples that I asked for Mother's Day were all brands I'd never used before. This was one of them. A really lovely deep purple. Interestingly, it does actually have a green sheen that didn't really show up on either of those, but kind of nice nonetheless. Next up, we had Colorverse Delicious Sleep. I have swatched this ink before. It's nice, but I just am not drawn to it overly. Troublemaker Milky Ocean, and I just don't know why, but I wrote Colorverse there. I found this stencil really hard. Something about the light. Yeah, it was just, it sucked. I'm not happy with it, and it sucked that was the first page, but you live and you learn. Next up, these were 3 inks that I really loved. The Platinum Citrus Black, which was so awesome to watch as it changes, as it dries. Wearingle, as I'm calling it, DQ, which is just this beautiful dusty pinky brown. And then Tatcha Utamaru Ume Murasaki, again a really beautiful colour in there. I'm just going to bring that up close because I just think that was a really cool set of 3. This ink is an Iron Gall ink. If you go back to day 4, Miss Marilyn Darling in the comments kind of taught me a bit about it. So I definitely read their comment because it was really interesting. Also check out their videos. After that, we had 3 inks again that didn't really speak to me, to be honest. And I think the geometric and line images just felt a lot harder. But Ferris Wheel Press Bluegrass Velvet, sorry, a couple of samples were also given to me when I bought the Parker Vac. Roran Klinger, we just worked out from Serial Nana, she thought she'd given me Scabiosa, but everyone agrees it was actually Roran Klinger's Cassia. Scabiosa looks quite different. And then Three Oysters Huang To. I already know who I want to give that to. This one I need to work out how I want to use it. I think that could be really nice in letter writing. And I think I want to use this for maybe doing some like letter practice. So have some ideas for them. After that, this is another page that I really liked. Car Pink Cat Guards in the Courtyard. I've inked this up for July in my Franklin Christoph. It's again in that kind of dusty world that I really like. Then we went to Twisby Grape and then Sailor Ink Studio 252. Again, really beautiful ink. Some really nice chromo shading greens happening in there, like with that base purple. Let's turn this. So after that, we went to what I think ended up being my favorite ink for the month, Teranishi Inks Opera Rose. I've got this inked up in my Twisby Eco, and I just really, really love it. Everything about it I really love. After that, Robert Oster Chocolate. And I remember when I was doing this, it's so different compared to the paper. It's so much warmer and pinker on the Stalogy compared to here. I actually prefer it on this paper, whereas here it just kind of looks like a base brown. And after that, Robert Oster Avocado, which is just such a wet ink. Like even the fine lines look so much thicker. So need to think about pen choice for that ink, but still really lovely. After that, we went to another Sailor Ink Studio 280. It's definitely in that Goose Poupon, Inoho, Gold Antiqua world, but with some kind of cool green chromo shading. Following that, we went to Diamine Twilight, which from memory serves, what I was chatting about is how different this ink can look depending on the paper. But I think I'm settled on it's a really nice teal. The next one was a really interesting one, Vinter Inks Malayan Apple, Macopa 1938. I don't know, I'm hoping it's coming up there. It's a magenta ink, but with this really awesome gold sheen. And for someone who doesn't like sheen that much, which is me, I'm not sure why I'm talking in like this weird semi-third person, this I don't mind. It's like present but not overpowering kind of. And there it is in the swatch. So I'm definitely, thinking about inking something up with that. Definitely intrigued by it. After that, we went to Kobe Inks number 74, Myodani Cosmos Red. I actually prefer this colour a lot more completely dry compared to when I was inking it. I think when I was inking it, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't have much to say, but it dries kind of this really beautiful pinky colour with that dark, almost purple and a nice brown-black halo. Also has some really nice, I think it's sheen. Yeah, that's like almost a brown. So that's definitely don't judge an ink by its application. After that, we went to Pannonia Velvet Champagne. It's just a bit too light for me, unfortunately. It's beautiful. I think if you're artistic, it could be an amazing ink to use. But for everyday writing, it's just not for me. And after that, we went to Colorburst Huangzhou. Really, really liked this ink. I inked up a pen with it. That's how much I liked it. And that's where I remembered kind of working out that it, as it was drying, that it had some browns in it. And actually that's the colour that came through, which is kind of interesting when thinking about ink makeups and things like that. flipping through. Next we went to Pannonia Strigoi, and I'm hoping this comes through on the camera. Just with the pen, it kind of looks like a super dark brown, black with some bits of brown in there. But then look at it in the swatch. It's a really, really dark brown, I'd say, with bits of black over the top. So there's definitely something going on. And I remember, and I still do when I look at the vial, like you can see something in it. I want to understand the makeup of that ink. You know what I'd love? I'd love the Doodle Bub to do some experiments with that ink and help us understand the science of it. Really interesting ink. After that, we had Palo de Roshizuku Kirisami. Beautiful ink. Have used it before and love it. After that, I'm trying to think. This is the last one I was able to do with you guys. So I think this is what I did by myself. Troublemaker Inks Kelp Tea. I'm not sure why, but it really struggled to kind of stick to the dip pen. It swatched really nicely, but as you can see there, like it just didn't want to attach to that nib for some reason. After that, I went, Colourverse Andromeda, kind of similar to the Malayan Apple or even the Kobe ink. So really deep magenta with some sheen. This one doesn't look as if it's sheening as much as the other. After that, we went Diamine Ancient Copper. You can see a little bit there. It was finding it a bit hard to stick to the dip pen as well, but a really beautiful colour. I can finally understand what all the hype is about. I mean, look at that. That's just gorgeous. And I have that in my Parker back and I'm absolutely loving it. Then I went to Warringal Metamorphosis. I mean, this ink is just in my wheelhouse. Deep, browny, red. It looks beautiful. It wrote really, really nicely, which is something to always consider as well. Final three. Wanted to challenge myself with some more kind of complex pictures. I think I was able to do to mixed success. So Laban Aphrodite, I really like it. I think I almost like it the most in the drawing. I like these little dark bits of halo there, but you can, I don't know, where it kind of went down a bit thicker and wetter. It's a really beautiful ink. And I wonder if you get it in the right pen that can really show off the shading, if you're going to get really nice kind of variations in that kind of dusky peachy colour. After that, an ink I've wanted to try for so long, Diamine Merlot, and no surprise, but I really fell in love with it. Deep, deep, deep burgundy. I mean, you got to love the name because it's of a wine. I don't really like Merlot though. But it was, again, with most Diamine inks, it was just really nice to write with, to trace with. Really excited to get that one into a pen also. Finally, I won't rehash, but I felt bad for some reason calling this Colourverse, so I decided to end with the Milky Ocean just to categorize it properly. So that is my second ever 30 inks 30 days. Sorry I couldn't finish the last bit with you guys. As I said at the beginning, learnings where I missed a page. That's frustrating. I missed that monthly overview, so I definitely want to think about bringing that back. But I also liked kind of swatching across different mediums. So still a learning curve. Some things I really liked, some things I didn't, but all in all was super, super fun to do. I'd love to know what of this setup kind of was your favourite, or what you thought didn't work well or you'd like to see next. I think maybe what I want to end up doing is, like, because April and June are really close together, and then so September and November. So maybe I end up doing like an April and September or June and November, just because it is also a lot of work to film and edit. So I'll see, but September's a couple months away, and I'm really hoping I can, do another 30 inks, 30 days with you guys, because it is a lot of fun. And that brings me to the end of my first ever swatch book, which is also pretty exciting. Let me know if you guys would be interested in a flip through of this book. I can do that in a bit more detail if that's something you'd like to see. I'm sure that I've rambled long enough, so thank you so much for watching. If you're thinking about doing 30 inks 30 days in September, let me know in the comments below. I always like to make myself a little list of who to look out for and subscribe to and watch and all those things. As always, guys, thank you, and I'll see you soon.